So what's your position on the current status of your relationship?
I mean, we're trying to figure it out, but right now we're just exes. We barely get along as is.
Do you live with one another?
No, I haven't lived there since February.
Okay, so let's get back to the facts of this case here. What would make you go for an order of protection, get it dismissed, and move to another courthouse and seek it out again?
He basically assaulted me when I came home in the morning.
This was in February?
Yes.
What was your allegation at that time?
He punched me in the face.
And did the police come and make a report?
They did.
Sir, were you there when the police came?
No, I was not.
You had already left the house after
I was at work.
He left when I called the police. That's what he's not saying. I
That's-
called the
yeah, no,
police,
I
he
figured.
ran out and left.
That was what you alleged in the temporary order, and the judge
Yeah.
set it down for a hearing. Did you show up at the hearing, ma'am?
I did.
And did you show up at that hearing, sir?
I was there and I did not get served.
So you have the hearing and the court denies it. That's the Englewood courthouse. You walk out of that courthouse in February and you go to the Torrance courthouse on the date of the dismissal after the hearing, and that's on March 23rd, correct?
On that court date that I left, I explained that to the clerk. I said, the judge just dismissed this and he just walked out here threatening me. What do I do? And she said, go to another courthouse and file again.
You were given that advice?
Yes, I was. I filed in Torrance and I told them that I had the other restraining order on me, but it goes to the local courthouse, which is the same Englewood courthouse. So we had the same exact judge. And she just said nothing had happened further for me to want to get a restraining order.
Your position is, I don't have to pay her because I had orders of protection, and so therefore I couldn't be in the house.
I couldn't. She changed the locks. I couldn't be in the house. The manager wouldn't give me a
But
key.
you were in the house.
No, I wasn't in the house.
Let's assume that's true, that because she has a reason, a lawful reason for argument's sake, to seek a temporary order, that would mean then people wouldn't have to pay rent when they are legitimately evicted from living in a home pursuant to a valid temporary order of protection. To me, it would make no sense to say, whoa, you punched her and you couldn't live there because the court said that? You don't have to pay rent either. She's stuck with the rent now. Do you see why that makes no sense?
It makes no sense, but she changed the locks and I couldn't get a key to get my things.
But it doesn't matter. The point is that that's the excuse you're using. She got an order of protection. You know what? I'm having a problem with both of you, actually. You think it's relevant to go to one courthouse, make a report, have that case dismissed, go back to a second courthouse, have that case dismissed. You think it's okay to be abusive to somebody who you allegedly love, or maybe not because it was dismissed. I don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
But the bottom line here is she's asking here for $2,900 for back rent for 3 months, where even if we find you credible and her credible, you would not have an excuse for, would you? Judge Corriero?
Thank you. Ms. Brown, when you applied for COVID rent relief, how long prior to your application had you been out of work?
Prior to my application, the whole year, since January. So over
Since January of 2020 to
yeah.
August, you
Yes.
were out of work.
Correct. I lived off of savings and unemployment, so I spent what I could afford that year and a half.
And your rent was how much?
The rent was $1,725 and it went up in March to $1,830.
And you were splitting that with the defendant.
Yes.
You were living in these premises under a lease, and the lease was what, from January
2020 to January 21. Now it's just month to month.
Okay, so when the lease expired, you were month to month during January, February, and March of 21, right? You were not there pursuant to the terms of a lease.
Yeah.
You were simply there on a month to month. So now the defendant abuses you, according to you, in February. You get a temporary order of protection which excludes him from the premises.
Yes.
Right? If you're a month to month, what I'm struggling with is why is he responsible after the end of February for any rent?
Okay, so in Exhibit D, the evidence, the text
Yes.
message, he was still there after February. He's saying he wasn't physically there sleeping that was by his choice. He was coming and going. He was getting his clothes. He was showering. He's making it seem like I changed the locks. I changed the locks the day before we went to our first court date.